Hey everyone, yasas, que kalos tirtate to another episode of Dimitra's Dishes. I'm in my sister's house and I felt like making some Spanakopita triangles to share with my mom and my friends over here. These are so delicious. I didn't have my KitchenAid mixer, so I thought this is the perfect time to revisit this recipe and kind of tweak it a little bit and show you how I make it without the KitchenAid. I've been using the KitchenAid for like the past 10 years and it just makes life so easy, but you know what? We improvise and you can make all of my recipes without expensive kitchen equipment. And today I'm going to show you how I do it. Let's get started. Okay, so I've made spanakopita triangles before, but I'm tweaking the recipe up just a little bit and making it better and easier to put together. So I'm in New York in my sister's house and I don't have my KitchenAid mixer with me. So we're gonna do this the old-fashioned way with a big bowl and some clean hands. You can use gloves if you like. So I'll add 4 eggs to my mixing bowl with 15 ounces of full-fat ricotta cheese. I usually add cream cheese, but my goodness. I mean, the price of cream cheese at the supermarket I went to was absolutely ridiculous. So I went the way I used to go with the ricotta cheese. That's going to go in there. If you're using cream cheese, you need half the amount, so 8 ounces because it's really rich. So the ricotta cheese is going in here. I finely sliced 6 scallions, washed them really well and dried them and thinly sliced them all the way down to the light green parts. You could save the white parts for salad. I'm also going to finely chop some fresh dill. And then I'll mix everything all together with some olive oil, some salt, freshly cracked black pepper. Once the ricotta and this whole mixture is mixed together, I'm going to add my baby spinach leaves. I didn't chop them up. You can chop them up. It's going to make life a little bit easier. I didn't do it because I'm just kind of lazy today. And baby spinach leaves are really tender, so it's not necessary, but it is nice if you have time to chop them up. Just roughly chop them. They're going to go in a little bit at a time, and I'm going to put on some gloves and mix this all together with my hands until everything is all combined. And then I'll add a pound of feta cheese. So crumble that feta cheese in, give it a nice mix again. I like to add the feta cheese at the end so that way it doesn't melt into the mixture. Bites of feta cheese when you're eating spanakopita is probably the best part. So everything is all combined. Now we're going to assemble the spinach pie triangles. So I have a pound of number 4 phyllo. This is the phyllo that's used to make baklava and most traditional pastries. And this is usually the one that's sold if there's no number on it in your general supermarket. If you're in a specialty food store, you're going to want to check the number because they usually have several varieties of phyllo and sometimes it'll be a little too thick for this recipe. Number 4 is perfect. So I'm going to cut it into 3 equal pieces and then I'll take 2 layers of phyllo at a time. I'll put a generous full tablespoon of a heaping tablespoon of the spanakopita mixture on the bottom, and then I'm going to fold it up into a triangle just like this. I used to brush each layer with butter, but I found that it's totally unnecessary because I just brush them all while they're on the tray at the end, and it tastes delicious and it skips that step, and it also keeps everything nice and tidy. Because once you start buttering phyllo, then the phyllo starts to stick to your work surface. So I like this little trick and I just leave it until the end. So I'm going to keep forming these until I run out of phyllo or spanakopita filling. Some of the last ones are going to be more full than the other ones. Just sometimes I'm afraid of running out of spinach pie filling. So I go a little bit less. I don't feel like opening another pack of phyllo just to make like 3 or 4 extra spanakopitas, so I just make the last 3 or 4 larger than the first batch. So you can freeze these, so this is a perfect opportunity to make a double or a triple batch. It takes a few extra minutes and then you'll have these on hand for whenever you want to make them. I'll put a few in a tray to bake these tonight and the rest I'll put in the freezer. So once they're all on the baking tray, we're going to brush them very generously with some melted salted butter. So I like to use salted butter because it has more flavor. I've been in Greece and tried salted butter there and sometimes it's a little too salty. So use your judgment. I've made this with unsalted butter too, and that's fine. Some people like to brush olive oil. I find that butter has more flavor. Use whatever you like. My oven is preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. One tray, like I said, is going to go in the freezer. The other one is going to start off on the bottom rack for 35 minutes. Then I'm gonna switch it to the top rack for the other 30 minutes. And once the spanakopita is golden on top, I'm gonna take it out, let it sit at room temperature for about 15 minutes to cool down, and then it's ready to serve. Look at how flaky these are. The filling is super juicy because we have not cooked the spinach, so everything is very fresh tasting. These are completely irresistible and they're ready to serve. And there you have it. The Spanakopita triangles are ready. They're also known as Spanakopitakia. I love these. These are my favorite Greek appetizer. I know it's a competition between spinach pie and cheese pie. I do love cheese pies with honey, but these Spanakopitakia are flaky and buttery on the outside. That filling is so fresh. I use my mom's method of keeping the spinach fresh and not cooking it down, and that just keeps everything super delicious and juicy and just perfection. It's just so good. I hope you guys give this one a try. So I did reduce the amount of butter that I normally add to half a pound, but I also used 1 pack of phyllo instead of 2 because I like to fill my spinach pies generously. I feel like the best part is the spinach and feta filling. So if you want them to be a little bit smaller, then I would suggest that you thaw out 2 boxes of phyllo, which would be 2 pounds, just so that way you make more. Speaking of making more, these freeze beautifully, so I would definitely make a double or triple batch. Anytime I'm making something that's a little more time consuming, and this does take a little bit of effort to make, I try to make a double or a triple batch because it doesn't take that much more time. And then you have the freezer well stocked, and it's perfect for last minute guests or the days where maybe you're entertaining and you don't have time to make that appetizer. If it's in the freezer, it makes life so easy. I hope you guys give these a try before I leave them and do the taste test. When you're reheating these, by the way, never reheat these in the microwave. I know it's tempting to do so. Most people have an air fryer on hand now, and I would just use that to warm these up because it doesn't take so much time to heat up, and plus you don't overheat the house in the summertime. But if you must, either eat them at room temperature or pop them in the oven until they're warm through. This is the best recipe I've ever tried. I hope you guys make these. Let me know what you think. I know that the triangle shape seems a little bit hard to do, but if you follow my step-by-step instructions, you're gonna get it. It takes 2 or 3 tries, and then you'll have it like moving like a little system in your kitchen. You can have your kids help out with this. They're so delicious. Perfect for parties, or maybe if you're watching the World Cup, you're snacking on these with a nice big bowl of tzatziki. Thank me later. I hope you guys give this recipe a try. The exact measurements are on the website, dimitrasdishes.com. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. I'll see you all next time. Yes, us.